Mr. Pro, I'm doing it.
Mokro on the beat.
Justice Binta Nyako revoked Nnamdi Kanu's bail and also order for his arrest. What was her reason?
What is obtainable in Nigerian judicial system is a travesty of justice. This is not the first time. This has been the case for a very long time. The reason why it has continued is because good people refuse to speak when it matters, like the ongoing issue with the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who was unconstitutionally removed. It is because they have been seeing injustices being meted on the people of Biafra, and other Nigerians on daily basis. But they are the people sitting at the temple of justice. They don't speak or they don't do anything to save the ordinary person. So when you see the rulings coming from the Federal High Court presided over by Justice, I call her Injustice Binta Nyako, is to buttress the fact that you cannot get justice in Nigerian judicial system because the Nigerian judicial system has already been taken over by the Fulanis. If you look at the prosecuting council, the prosecutor is a Fulani Muslim. You see the Attorney General of the Federation is a Fulani Muslim. You see the presiding judge, she is a Fulani Muslim. You see all the security apparatus within the system is being manned by the Fulanis. These are people with a particular agenda to make sure that they turn the whole state of Nigeria into a Fulani dynasty. This is a continuation of the Uthman Danfodio's conquest of 1804. It has continued because they vowed that they must dip the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. So the judgment given is a travesty of justice, and it can never stand.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalagu. Yes, of course, this is absolutely a travesty of justice. Yes, according to the IPOB legal team, they brought an application before Justice Binta Nyako's court, telling the court to look at the issue surrounding the Nnamdi Kanu's disappearance,
yes,
that Justice Binta Nyako refused. So what do you think that made Justice Binta Nyako refuse to hear the case?
Why the judge refused to listen to the appeal on what transpired, how the army illegally invaded the home of a civilian and killed a lot of people? The reason why the judge refused to listen to the case is because the judge is a Fulani Muslim trying to implement a paper given to her by the Fulanis. Secondly, she refused to hear the case, to hear the appeal, because she knows that there is no case to answer. Because the whole issue, the whole litigation involving the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and the three other co-defendants against the Islamic Republic of Nigeria is a case of, they say it is a case of secession. Secession, but the indigenous people of Biafra, what we are doing is under the Nigerian law, under the African Union, under the African Charter, under the United Nations Charter, which is self-determination. It is a right. It is not a call for war. A call, the indigenous people of Biafra is calling for a referendum to determine our fate, to be free and be in our own nation of Biafra that has existed for thousands of years before the advent of colonialism. That is what the indigenous people of Biafra is agitating for. It is not an illegal activity. It is legal. It is backed by international and local laws. So this judge they do not want to listen to this issue because they know that there is no case.
Here, we want to find out, because Justice Binta Nyako gave him a stringent bail condition.
Yes.
So court's supposed to protect Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah.
We want to know why Justice Binta Nyako refused to hear this case. That is what we want to understand here.
The judge is part of the game to kill Nnamdi Kanu. You remember that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, was incarcerated in Kuje prison for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And the prosecutor, they were unable to provide any evidence to jail him.
Yeah.
Now, the judge gave him bail with stringent conditions.
Yeah.
And the judge colluded with the army. They planned that they have to give him bail. When the judge participates on her own part by giving the bail, then the army will take up the challenge of going to invade his home and kill him. So why the judge did not listen to this case is because she is involved. Listening to this case will also implicate her herself, the judge, who has given the bail and allowed the army to invade his home to kill him. So it was unfortunate that they were unable to kill him.
Okay, our audience, they need to understand exactly, to get the clear picture of what happened. Now, the federal government deployed soldiers and the tanks in the home of IPOB leader. Now, we want to find out whether there was any judicial review to check the action, the deplorable action of the federal government on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, that is, the invasion of Nnamdi Kanu's home.
There is none, because we can all see it, that the judge refused to listen to the reason why Nnamdi Kanu did not appear in court. Normally, it is a common sense to ask a question, why? This person that was given bail, why was he not in court?
Yeah.
And he has never been in court. So these are the questions that the court should have asked before talking about issuing arrest warrant or revocation of bail.
Yeah.
So these are the things that are supposed to have been done. But since you see these things were not done, it means that the judge is involved in the plan, in the conspiracy to assassinate Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, so that he will not appear in court again.
Thank you very much. Your analysis is very clear here, because Justice Binta Nyako granted Nnamdi Kanu bail, and the court is supposed to protect Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah. Nigerian army invaded Nnamdi Kanu's home to kill him, whereby 28 people were killed and Nnamdi Kanu's dog killed. Yeah. So, and the Justice Binta Nyako refused to listen to what happened to Nnamdi Kanu that made him not to appear in court. So these are the issues. Now, Takalago, we still have to look at whether Justice Binta Nyako, her court, still have the jurisdiction to continue with Nnamdi Kanu's case now.
No, there is no jurisdiction to continue the case, because there is no case at all. If there is no case, that means there is no jurisdiction. Because in law, under the Nigerian law, there is no law that talks about secession.
Yeah.
Secession is not a crime under the Nigerian law. Self-determination is not also a crime under the Nigerian law. So, if these are not crimes, that means there is no jurisdiction to entertain the case at all.
The prosecutor refused to, has failed to provide evidence against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. That means Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer. Therefore, Justice Binta Nyako doesn't have the jurisdiction, her court doesn't have the jurisdiction to continue with Nnamdi Kanu's case. So this is the issue right now. So, Mr. Kalagu, in conclusion, what do you have to say here? Because we want to know and understand where Justice Binta Nyako is going now, because Justice Binta Nyako on 28th of March revokes Nnamdi Kanu's bail and the order for his arrest, knowing full well that in her court it doesn't have the jurisdiction to continue the case. So, where do you think that Justice Binta Nyako is heading to?
The Nigerian state, they have seen that they were unable to kill, assassinate Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, even invading his home with military tanks, jets, and all forms of ammunition, and they couldn't kill him. And now they have seen that he is in London and also in Israel sometimes. So they know that he is moving about, meeting our international partners or friends of Biafrans all over the world, lobbying for the support for the Biafra referendum and for Biafra freedom. So Nigerian government, Nigerian state, using the quasi-Sharia judiciary to revoke his bail and issue an arrest warrant on him is to restrict him from making the diplomatic moves which he is making peacefully for the restoration of Biafra. So we are using this opportunity, this platform, to tell the International World Security Agency, we are also calling on Interpol, and we are calling on all the police heads of every country of the world to know that the Nigerian state is embarking upon a travesty of justice by issuing an arrest warrant on the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Nigerian government should not be listened to. We advise every government of the world to remember that the indigenous people of Biafra has been killed in millions. The indigenous people of Biafra has been enslaved. That is the reason why you see the Biafran people spread all over the world, scattered, suffering all over the world. We are urging the international police, we are urging the International Security Agency, the CIA, all over the world, do not listen to the Nigerian government. Do not honor arrest warrant that was issued by the Nigerian state on the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra.
Justice Binta Nyako, looking at her method, the way she approached the issue of Nnamdi Kanu after the army invasion of Nnamdi Kanu's home. Understand that Justice Binta Nyako connived with the federal government to assassinate Nnamdi Kanu. They failed. Now Justice Binta Nyako refused to hear the case because she knew what the plan is all about. So what we are saying right now is revoking Nnamdi Kanu's bail cannot hold water, cannot stop anything we are doing, because the world must understand that the process upon which Justice Binta Nyako revokes Nnamdi Kanu's bail and the order for his arrest was unlawful process.
Yes.
It's never a due process.
Yes.
So on that, the international community must ignore Justice Binta Nyako, because Justice Binta Nyako is playing a script. Justice Binta Nyako doesn't have what it takes to face tyranny, what we say in Nigeria. So what we are telling Justice Binta Nyako also right now is let her step down as the presiding judge of Nnamdi Kanu's case.
Yes.
So that is what we are saying, because she doesn't have what it takes
Yes.
to face tyranny in Nigeria.
And also, the reason why she must step down from that case is because she is biased.
Yeah.
Because husband and the son is facing a criminal charge of embezzlement of public funds.
Yeah.
So because of that, she can easily be blackmailed to administer injustice to the issue of Biafra in order to gain the freedom of the husband and the son. So she must step down from the case.